Hello, my name is Caleb Campos. I'm a business major at Miracosta, and this is going to be my analytical report. So, for the report, I decided to review three different cars under the $40,000 price point to see which car would be the best and most beneficial in today's kind of market, especially for a college student. A little background going into the discussion is, for starters, we have the 2024 Honda Civic. Been one of the more popular cars among college students because of its high MPG and MSRP, similar to the Toyota Camry, which is going to be our next car. Just a little bit more expensive, but every year seems to be a more and more popular car. And then lastly, we do have the Tesla Model 3. The only electric vehicle also comes at a higher price point, but just to get a little different comparison between a gas-powered car and an electric vehicle. So let's dive right into it, starting with the MSRP. So the MSRP will evaluate each dealership's sort of price point at what they think it is valued at, and then we'll look to see which one comes at the best price point for what you're getting out of the car, and see where it leaves us at the end. Then we'll go to the MPG. Obviously, the higher the number, the better. The Tesla will obviously have a little bit different criteria met just because it isn't really an MPG powered car. It's more of a how many miles does it get to the charge. And then lastly, we'll have our reliability history and then the resale value of the car. So the reliability will kind of go through the ratings and stuff like that. And the resale value will go over a 5-year depreciation chart to see where and how much money the cars lose over the span of that 5-year mark. So let's dive into our first criteria point, which is our starting MSRP. On page 3, you'll see a bar chart that's going to show the data from the research that was given. It'll show the Honda Civic as the lowest starting price point at $23,000, almost $24,000, and then the Camry coming second. And then you'll also see that the Tesla was much higher, almost 10 grand more than both of those cars. So obviously the Honda Civic will be the best choice in terms of that starting price point and what we'll do with that. And then next we'll dive into our MPG. At the bottom of page 4, you'll see that chart that'll show each car's both MPG and how many miles it'll get to the tank. So we added that miles to the tank or charge to get a more equal playing field for the Tesla, obviously, because it's not operated with MPG. So you'll see that obviously because you're not paying for the gas, you're paying for more of a charge, and you're paying for if you have solar, you're not really paying for anything, which was the case for me. I'm not paying for any charging, so the Tesla would be pretty much a cost-free operating cost, while the Honda Civic would be the best gas-powered cost. And then moving on, we'll go to the ratings. So we'll use JD Power and US News, and you'll see the two charts at the bottom of page 5 to go into which one gets the best overall ratings from the two. The Honda Civic and the Toyota Camry were relatively close. JD Power did rank the Camry as a better overall car. US News or JD Power rated it as a higher reliability car, whereas the US News rated it as the Civic as a much higher overall car. So with that, they kind of balance out. I would say that the winner of this category would tend to lean a little bit more to the Honda Civic because it was rated significantly higher than, in my opinion, than the Camry, but it was also relatively close when it lost to the Camry in the JD Power charts. And then lastly, we'll look at the top of page 7. There'll be a 5-year depreciation chart among the three different cars, and it'll show that the Camry did hold on to its value the best and lost the least amount of money. However, they all seem to hold on to their value fairly well. The market for the Tesla is a little different because it's a little different to buy the car, so sometimes getting them used can be more expensive than buying them brand new because there's a process that the buyer has to go to. So it's a little different for that. I would say that it's fairly even, but if some car were to win the category, probably would lean just slightly to the Toyota Camry, but not enough to really sway the overall whole report. So after our final review and a thorough review of the criteria that we outlined, kind of going through the different criteria points and their kind of respective rankings, I believe that the Honda Civic was the most suitable choice and the most beneficial for the different cars that we looked through. While the Toyota Camry did come in first in reliability and technically the resale value, the Honda Civic just offers to me a better value for the money that you're getting out of it, and it being a few $1,000s less, you can use those $1,000 a few different ways to maybe make the car more customized and how you want to work out with that car. But then the Tesla did offer a unique opportunity to not have to pay for gas. Obviously, with the $10,000 price point difference, I don't know how much that would really matter, because usually it wouldn't just balance out. I don't know how many people are paying $10,000 for gasoline. So it really just depends. So ultimately, between the Toyota Camry and the Honda Civic, I did choose to go with the Honda Civic just because of its personal visual feel and the affordability for the desired features. So that would make it the best car underneath $40,000 based on the analysis and criteria points. Thank you all for your time, and thank you all for listening.